Hey everybody, it's Eric, 80s Horror Man here, and welcome to my end of month haul for the month of January. So, these are the stuff that I bought throughout the month of January to start off the new year. In this haul, I bought one soundtrack, 2 DVDs, and the rest are Blu-rays. And in this haul, you'll see like a lot of Burt Reynolds movies I picked up in this month for the haul, because with Burt Reynolds being gone, I figured I'd work up on my Burt Reynolds collection because he was just a very good actor. So, without further ado, let's get started. First, the soundtrack I had to get. My best friend and I saw this movie, and this movie was actually good, interesting, fun, good storyline too. And that's the soundtrack of Scream. In other words, Scream 5. So, sorry for the glare there. As you can tell, this has a soundtrack that plays the actual score from the movie itself. So, Scream 5, I definitely recommend checking out this movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Next, one of the DVDs I picked up is a movie of Burt Reynolds. I think I remember seeing previews for it on YouTube somewhere last year, but I never got around to check it out. And that's Sheamus, where he plays like a private detective who just has a penchant for pocket billiards, loot, and women. It's not really rated R. It's actually rated PG because this was done in '73. So Sheamus, this movie was okay. It was alright for what it was. Next is another movie of Burt Reynolds I picked up on DVD, and that's The Longest Yard, the original from 1974. I've seen this movie a couple times, and this movie is actually not bad. It's actually a good one, even though the remake is good too, but the original is actually a good one as well. Next, my girlfriend bought me this movie on Blu-ray. It's another superhero movie from Marvel Comics, and it was recently in theaters last year, but I never got a chance to see it, and that's Black Widow. But this movie just basically talks about how Black Widow came of who she came to be. So this movie was actually good. I liked it. So Black Widow from Marvel Comics, why not? Next, I picked up these comedy movies to add to my collection because I never had these movies in my collection, but I finally decided to get them. And that's the 30th anniversary edition of National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase. The Blu-ray copy of European Vacation. Also, my good friend Jason Lively is in this one, where he plays Rusty. Christmas Vacation. Came with a little slipcover. There's the original poster right there. And Vegas Vacation. Next, a couple more Burt Reynolds movies I decided to get. This one I decided to get on Blu-ray. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I never saw the whole thing until I watched the whole thing. And this movie was actually funny, and that's the Cannonball Run, with Burt Reynolds, Roger Moore, Adrienne Barbeau, Don DeLuise. So, this movie was very funny, hysterical. Next, I decided to pick up the sequel on DVD, Cannonball Run 2. Again, where it's got Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, Catherine Beck, Jackie Chan, and so many recognizable names in this movie. Next, I decided to get a couple more Burt Reynolds movies to add to my collection. I've seen this movie only once, but never owned it in my collection. That's White Lightning, where he plays the character of Gator McCluskey. Next, I also decided to get the sequel to it with Burt Reynolds, and that's Gator, where he's back playing the same character, Gator McCluskey. And the last Burt Reynolds movie I decided to get to add to my collection, I used to have this on VHS, and decided to get the DVD, but I never knew this movie actually got a Blu-ray release, but I figured I'd get this on Blu-ray, and I've seen it so many times. Cop and a Half. This is a very recognizable 90s movie with Burt Reynolds in it. Next, another movie that my girlfriend decided to get for me on Blu-ray. I know this movie was in theaters. I wanted to go see it, but I never did. Hit it, and that's Antlers. This movie was actually interesting. It was actually not bad. The creature itself, not bad. Very, very interesting creature, the Wendigo. So, Antlers, not bad of a movie. Very interesting. Next, I decided to get this movie to add to my collection. We used to have this movie on tape. Then we decided to get the DVD, but I had to get the Blu-ray of this. And with Betty White now gone, I had to get it. And that's Lake Placid, the 30-foot crocodile movie, where Betty White is like feeding the crocs. So this is actually a very good, fun movie to watch. I definitely recommend checking it out. Next, another one I decided to get to add to my collection, and that's Memories of an Invisible Man. This one's got Chevy Chase, Daryl Hannah, and Sam Neill in it, and this was directed by John Carpenter himself, where Chevy Chase is completely invisible in this movie, and he's like on a run from a bad guy spy who wants to use him for some missions. Next, I ended up getting this movie a little bit early this past week. I was supposed to get it on the 2nd of February, but I managed to get this a little bit early. It's another movie directed by John Carpenter. I've seen bits and pieces of this one, but I don't remember much of it, and that's In the Mouth of Madness. This movie is a weird movie directed by John Carpenter, but I mean, you just have to pay real close attention just for you to understand what this movie is really about. So it's weird, but it's actually interesting. The other movie I decided to get out of my collection is an Upgrade that I decided to get. I used to have the DVD of it, but since I got it upgraded, it's Village of the Damned. I never knew that this was actually a remake, because I guess the original was done in the 60s, and I never knew that this was actually a remake, so I've never seen the original, but I definitely seen the remake, and I ended up liking this one. That was directed by John Carpenter, and it's got Christopher Reeve and Kirstie Alley in it. So, Village of the Damned, where children have mind control over their parents. Definitely recommend checking it out. And one more movie that I decided to get to add for January's haul, Halloween Kills. My best friend and I saw this movie in theaters, and I saw this movie again. Well, I went to the movies first, and then I decided to invite my best friend to go see it. So this movie I definitely liked. That's why I'm glad I got the soundtrack, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Halloween Ends. That'll be out this year in October. I'm really looking forward to it. So Halloween Kills, very good movie to watch. Alright guys, so that is it for my haul for the month of January for this year, to kick it off. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below if there's any movies you liked in this haul. If you've seen them, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think of them. Like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more videos. Later.